Okay, music distributors are the worst. There was a time, not even that long ago, where you had to be signed to a record label to get anywhere in the music industry. And because of that, record labels abused their power and they mistreated artists and had unfair record deals. When the music industry changed and artists no longer needed record labels to release their music, some of them ditched the labels because they weren't good to begin with. So now it's cool to be an unsigned artist and to not rely on record labels, to be independent and to just release your own music whenever you want to. It's really empowering for the artist and it's actually a really cool thing. But music distributors are becoming the new record label. And much like a record label, everyone has to go through them to get your music out there. You also have to sign a contract with the music distributor and you're exclusive to them until the end of the term, which is often 12 months. A lot of them take a cut of your royalties too, and they're really the gatekeeper that ultimately controls who can hear your music. And there are very few good and honest ones. The only exception to this is if you're already a prominent artist with a lot of streams, you get access to exclusive distributors like Fuga, Believe, The Orchard, Label Engine, and Symphonic. You have to apply and be approved to distribute on these platforms, and they all have a minimum monthly stream number that you have to meet in order to be accepted. These are the ones that all the big artists use, so I'm sure they have to work pretty well. This is why all music distributors kind of suck. If you want your music to stay on Spotify and all these stores, you're gonna have to continually pay for it forever, indefinitely. There are some platforms like CD Baby that you just pay a one-time fee, but they do take a cut of your royalties. So either way, you're spending money to get your music out there. You don't have direct control of your music. If you wanna take down your release or make an edit or change something, you have to contact your distributor. And often, a lot of times the customer service is so bad that it's not even worth it. I think the artist should have complete control over the music, so they should just be able to log in and decide which release they want to change or if they want to add or remove a release and not have to go through this third-party distributor to do all this stuff. You're locked into a contract with your distributor. Whenever you make a release through any of these distributors, in the terms of service, you're signing a contract. And so a lot of them, you're stuck into an exclusive agreement to distribute your music through them for at least 12 months, and it will automatically renew unless you notify them several months before the term is up. The fine print is the most annoying thing, and there's all kinds of little things they put in their terms of service on these music distributors that you're like, I'm actually not cool with that. It can take a long time for your release to get approved. Instead of your release going live as soon as you click upload, you have to wait and for the approval of an actual person to look over your release, and then has to go through some robotic system check, I'm sure, and then it has to get sent to the stores, and it can take a long time. There are payout thresholds, so all these royalties that you're making, whatever cut you're getting, they hold that money, and until you reach whatever their threshold is, they will not pay you. So for some of these companies, it's like $100 before they'll actually pay you. They will hold on to that money, and that's kind of not cool. Whereas a platform like Bandcamp, as soon as someone purchases it, you get that money in your PayPal. And finally, you don't really matter to them. They exist to prioritize the high earning clients. They want to spend as little time as possible on the small artists. So most people use these music distributors to get on Spotify. All the other stores are just a bonus. And you actually used to be able to upload directly to Spotify. In 2018, Spotify had a beta program where you could upload your music directly to their platform. So they completely bypassed all the third-party distributors, which I think is great. It was a completely free program. You got 100% of your royalties. You are uploading directly on your Spotify for Artists page, and you can manage your music. You can control everything there. I would have totally done that. But in 2019, they closed the program and they decided that they want to embrace all of the third-party distributors and just keep things going as they are. I have a feeling that there was a lot of opposition from these third-party distributors and maybe some money involved at making sure that they stayed in business. Either way, I think it's kind of unfortunate. If you look at the reviews on these music distribution platforms, a lot of them are pretty bad. From bad customer service to people saying they steal their money. It doesn't look great. And I know not all these companies have terrible reviews. There are some that look like they're decent, but most of the time those are the ones that cost a little bit more. So here are a few free alternatives to a music distributor. Bandcamp. Bandcamp has honestly been doing the most for artists recently, and the company that I respect the most. They give you complete control of your music. You can make any changes you want. You can take down your music whenever you want. When you upload your music, it goes live right when you click upload, and it's just a really great platform. I know people don't buy music as much anymore, but Bandcamp is a great place for fans to support artists, and I've actually made more from Bandcamp from selling my music than on Spotify or any of those other places in streaming royalties. Thank you everyone who has ever purchased my music. I really appreciate it. Another alternative is SoundCloud. I haven't used SoundCloud just to casually listen to music for a very long time. I didn't know people still use it for that, but it's free, and you also have a lot of control of your music. You can change it whenever you want. You can put stuff up and it'll be up right away. You can take stuff down, and it's a free platform and it gets the job done. You could also just upload your music straight to YouTube, but with this whole content ID stuff, but it might work. Just maybe add a cool little visualizer or some kind of video to your music and just put it on YouTube and see what happens. Or you could just make TikTok videos with your music in it. Not submitting your music to TikTok through a distributor, but just making original sounds, like shoot a video and play your music live, or just play a recording of your music through your speakers or something. And that's actually a cool way to share your music, is just on TikTok. It's a platform that has a lot of organic reach right now and a lot of potential. There's a website called Free Music Archive where you can upload your music and people can discover you and download your music. This is great if you just want to share your music and get it out there because it's all free. You could also upload your music to Gumroad and you can have a little store where you can sell your music or have it available for download for free. And this is good if you already have a website, or if you already have an audience and you just want to direct them to your Gumroad store. That's another way you could do it. So there are alternatives to music distributors, and you don't have to go through them to get your music out there. With the massive amount of users on Spotify and these other streaming platforms, it makes sense why we want our music on there. And there definitely are upsides to being on all these stores. So just because there's no perfect music distributor doesn't mean it's not worth it to distribute your music. You just got to go into it with low expectations and know that there will probably be some issues. Also, I don't think it's worth spending too much time overthinking which distributor to use. Just pick one. Hopefully one that doesn't have absolutely terrible reviews. So do your research, know what you're getting into, set your expectations low, and most importantly, make music. I think we can all get really distracted by all this stuff, and it deters from our time of just creating and making music, and we can forget why we're doing it. Like, what is the reason that you got into making music? For me, it's the joy of just creating and expressing myself, and I don't want to ever forget that. So I wish you the best of luck in your musical journey, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, and create every day.